Hi everybody. Today we have some very interesting questions. So I'm going to start straight away with Dimity Spencer's question, and she asks, how do I get a co-sleeper out of my bed? Age 2. Well, this is interesting because your child has been staying in the bed co-sleeping for 2 years. So the best thing is to start off talking to her and explaining to her what is going to happen and telling her that your bed belongs to you. Now, my suggestion would be take her to her bed, and if it's the first time she's going into a bed, let her choose her linen, come with you to choose her bed and make a big fuss about her bed. Let her phone her grandma or one of her aunts or somebody very special, or even one of her cousins, and let them come over and see the bed and explain to them as well as your child that they're going to be sleeping in the bed. And when it comes to bedtime, start your bedtime routine and have her book or his book in the room where the bed is and where he's going to go to sleep. And my suggestion would be to sit on the floor so you're at that level, the same level as the bed, and let them hop into bed and pull the blankets over, and you sit there until they fall asleep. And explain to them that you will be there the whole time till your child falls asleep. And in that way, you're starting to give them the reassurance that although they won't be in your bed, you will always be there for them. My suggestion is try your best not to hold hands or hold them, because we want them to go to sleep independently on their own. I hope you find that helpful. If you have more questions, you're welcome to send your question in. Now I have Rebecca Moore's question, which is also a very interesting one and one that I'm asked very frequently. What age should I put my son into a big bed? Well, very often I tell my clients, wait until they get married and then they can go out with their wives. But on a serious note, not before 2 or 2.5. Until then, their brain is not developed enough to take a full instruction for a whole night. So it is more difficult for them unless they're climbing out of the cot, and it becomes a danger aspect. Keep them in the cot as long as possible. So not before 2, and definitely if you can hold out for 2.5 or a little older, go for it. They understand better, and then you're not having them run into your bedroom. And for me, your bedroom is your sanctuary. So as long as you can keep your bed and your bedroom to you and your partner, hold on to it for as long as you can. And then explain to children that they have their rooms and their bed and you have yours. Now I have Karen Paradowski. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Her question is, how can I get my 5-month-old to nap longer than 30 minutes? This is a common question. And the reason it's so common is your children until the age of 6 months to 8 months catnap. We do often have some children that do sleep longer, but very often they go through one sleep cycle and then wake up. And that is why at this age they may have 3 or 4 naps, because they are catnapping. So please don't stress. It's a normal progression that your child will start sleeping longer. And remember, it's so important for you to have naps in order to have good night sleeps. So even if you have to catch another little cat nap, go ahead, but please don't stress. Your child will start sleeping longer. Okay, Kirsten Rhines, your question is, how can I get my 15-month-old to go to bed without being rocked or screaming? Oh, it is a hard thing. But when a child does get a sleep crutch, it does make it a little more difficult. Now, bearing in mind that you should be having a good bedtime routine, which will make your child that much closer to getting to bed at the right time and getting used to knowing what comes next. Our children, the same as us, like to know what is going to happen and what happens next. So your bedtime routine is so important. So please watch for that you do have the same routine every single night. And then this message that you have sent is indicating to me that you are missing your child's sleep window. So at 15 months, there is that chance that she could be going through a little bit of separation anxiety. But besides that, I think you're putting your child to sleep too late. Remember that your child's biological clock is 6:30. So if I was talking to you, that would be the first question I would be asking. What time is your child going to sleep? And if it's much after that, what's happening is your child is overtired and adrenaline is being released, or rather cortisol is being released, which is acting as adrenaline. And it is so difficult for your child to relax and go to sleep.